plant seeds of happiness, flowers of happiness will bloom. Page 18. 5. Have I always been this kind of person? Your actions now affect your tomorrows. Sometimes when we look at our friends and acquaintances, we notice things in them that we lack and become envious. Everyone sometimes feels, why am I always like this? I want to become a different person, or I want to change the way I think and feel. But many people seem unable to change and are troubled by that fact, while many others are resigned to the situation. This is my inborn character, and I can't do anything about it. But is the way we are now really determined from our birth? And is there no possibility of change for us? Shakyamuni taught there is no fixed, unchanging I or self. He denied that there was an unchanging, inborn character. The self is constantly changing. The self is in fact changing day by day. Since these daily changes are small, we do not notice them, but after 5 or 10 years, it becomes clear just how much we have changed. For example, many people who at first disliked eating fish have now become fond of it. And there are former fans of hard rock who now find themselves with very little interest in it. A man who in his student days was not a morning person may become one after taking a job that requires him to rise early each day. So we see that the self does indeed change. It is generally said that custom makes the man. That is to say, a man's daily acts become part of him, taking on an unseen power and ultimately making them who they are. To give a concrete example, we find that people who are often late, lose things, and make mistakes in their work are almost always those who are procrastinators and who rush to do things at the last moment. Because they swing into action at the last minute, they end up being late, forgetting to bring with them things that are needed. On the other hand, those who are in the habit of taking action in good time can usually manage to be on time for appointments despite traffic jams and train stoppages. They act calmly even when busy, so they seldom make mistakes or need to do things over again. Those around them trust them, feeling that all will be well if things are left to them. Tardiness and forgetfulness are not inborn traits about which nothing can be done, but are rather the cumulative result of a person's habitual actions. Therefore, by changing our actions from this point on, we can all become persons who are neither tardy nor forgetful. We can become the sort of person we want to be by becoming aware of personal tics in our ways of thinking, trying to see things from a different point of view, and having contact with ways of thinking different from our own. It's like viewing a waterfall. If you see it from far away, it may look like something reasonably solid, like a piece of cloth hanging in space. But if you come closer, you see that the water that is falling flows with tremendous energy and is changing moment by moment. It is vastly different from what it was a moment ago and from what it will be a moment from now. In the same way, it may seem as if there is an I that is unchanging since birth, but in fact it goes on changing as we act day by day. There is no self that cannot change. Let's learn from Shakyamuni Buddha just what kind of acts, sowing of seeds, we ought to do in order to become happy selves. And yeah, we see also the cartoon here with the little rabbit. I'll be fine, just fine, no need to worry. While I was thinking positively, I'm sure I'll be able to do that, and this will go well too. Another wonderful day. I found I had actually become a positive person. So, by constantly telling ourselves positive statements that I'll be able to do this, today I'm going to have a good day, another wonderful day. This is going to affect how we conduct ourselves, what we do, and how we see things. So, believe it or not, a lot of times unknowingly, we kind of pave the way for our own failure by having these negative thoughts that I can't do this, or I've never been good at this, I'm just, you know, incompetent. These kind of negative self-talks is shaping the fate or the experience we have every day. So once we become aware of the power of our mind or thoughts, then naturally we can change it for better. Even if I cannot do it now, well, what can I do today? Can I break it into manageable steps, baby steps forward? If we look at it that way, then it's more manageable and we can be hopeful that we can get it done. But when the task is too overwhelming, we have no idea where to start. And then we throw up our hands in the air and saying, well, just this is how I am. That's my inborn character. There's nothing I can do about it. Just like the color of my eyes, the color of my hair, my height, who I was born to, I cannot change these things. But actually, there are many, many things we can change. So to be able to distinguish these two, also what Stephen Covey calls that focus on the sphere of influence. Where can you have an influence, an impact? And stop worrying about the sphere of concern. There are many things we are concerned about, but there is not much we can do about. So the more this difference is made clear for us, the less we suffer, and the more we can move towards a bright future, a future that is makes the light of the sun and the moon really, really small. Yeah, infinitely bright future. So good job, everyone, for being here, practicing together. Today's Monday, so we're going to have the Right View Lab at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye.